Is Ali Carter being silenced?
I'm sure she is. I hope it's not my fault. I made an outcry to her that I'm willing to talk to her.
I was at a Diddy party. I was one of the party favors. But I told you, nobody tells on Diddy.
It was put upon my spirit to issue out that invitation to a conversation with Ali Carter. And ever since then, it's been a...
My name is Allison Carter. Child Protective Services was involved in my... I never thought that we would see the day where Diddy would get arrested. They're ducking and hiding because everybody knows that there was children there.
People built these tunnels. There's a lot of elite celebrities. They go down there for parties underneath the Getty.
Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres. Do you want me to keep you going?
Let's see, when Ali Carter came back and, also addressed it.
Jaguar Wright is not going to give up after revealing all the details of what actually transpired with Ali during her kidnapping. She simply shook the internet once again. You will be honestly questioning why it took the federal government so long to catch up with what was happening in the business after reading the specifics, baby. Unless, of course, they were compensated to ignore the situation for so long. The absurd thing is that there was an attempt on Jaguar's life not too long ago. However, the focus immediately turned to Ali Carter following the failed attempt, especially considering how much noise Ali has been making lately. Now, I realize that most of you probably thought Diddy was the one attempting to silence Ali, but Jaguar claims that it is not only him. According to Ali, she has been pursued, followed, tracked down like an animal, and even attacked inside her own house. She went on a heated Instagram live back when Diddy's trial was still ongoing and began discussing influential figures in the industry, purportedly those connected to Diddy, accusing them of robbing young people, trapping them, and putting them in unsettling situations that they should not be in. She added that these individuals were supposedly subjected to satanic rites and hanged in metal chains. Ali claimed to have witnessed everything unfold, but she did not say where these ceremonies were taking place, and the handful that did undoubtedly did not turn out the same way. In case you are wondering where they find all these folks to play with, Ali says she was mistreated. She asserts that those who were abused were either imported into the U.S. from third world nations or supplied by the CPS. It is important to note that one of the allegations Diddy was arrested on was illegal human ownership and distribution, even though I clearly cannot verify these statements stated by Ali. Thus, Ali's statements are not all that incorrect. If you thought all of that was absurd, you will not believe the rest of this nonsense. She claimed that Diddy used to bring in younger men and women, including herself, for these crazy get-dashed-togethers. It seems that the boys were not permitted to eat anything until the freak-out was ended, thus they actually had a harder time at these events than the girls. Diddy did not want them to throw up or have to douche while they were being essayed, so they were not permitted to eat.
When I went, they tried to feed us. And I remember it because when
Pig
you
night.
have to do
Say what?
orders, jobs like that, you don't eat. You're not allowed to eat. You actually have to starve yourself. Because when you have to do those type of jobs, you can't eat because you will throw up.
Really?
If you are doing, or if you are a guy doing it, you will shit everywhere.
Unfortunately for Ali, the business has been keeping a close eye on her and dislikes the way she has exposed them. She says they have been after her and attempting to kill her, and now she is making sure everyone is aware of it because, in her words, she wants the world to know exactly who killed her and why. Additionally, she just alleged on Instagram Live that they nearly poisoned her, similar to poison. Why? All after several thugs broke into her house. She showed everyone a video of what it looked like. Fortunately for Ali, they were unable to attack her because she was not home when they arrived. But, darling, they left the place in disarray to make sure she knew they were there. They would have taken the items and discreetly dipped if it had been a typical theft. Trashing the place, though, giving is what that is. Intimidation. Giving is what that is. They are aware of your residence, and we are welcome to return at any time. Since the people in her life did not sign up for any of this, she said that she is genuinely more afraid for them than for herself. Ali claims that simply having a connection to her has endangered their lives as well because of what she knows, and continues to reveal anyone close to her, friends, family, or anyone else, may become a target. Ali did not stop there, though. She went all the way inside and began naming some of the individuals she thought were responsible for the assault.
You get pressured, attacked, harassed, stalked, and hunted down for your own information. You get you get abused and re-victimized again by people who wanted to argue a back and forth this week like that fucking mattered. Okay, you had Stu Peters and Timothy Charles Homestead going back and forth, and nobody has even bothered. Not that I give a damn, and not that I understand that you guys are gonna be that selfish, but nobody has bothered to apologize for all the hell that has happened. But you guys were arguing back and forth, and in that meantime, we lost our home. You don't believe me? Here you go. What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything because our house is gone. Our house is gone. This is the price. This is the price of speaking out. What was our beautiful 3-bedroom acre home on 21225 Standing Rock Avenue, because everybody has the address, because organizations that were attached to Marx, Sawyer, and many other organizations decided to put out the address, my license plate to one of my cars, and many other of my shit. So here you go. You can have it, right? Because this is what happens when you speak out. This is what happens when you tell all the truth. This is what happens when you decided to stand up for the children, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to do a seminar, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to just be and then show up somewhere and talk and monetize every fucking thing that they're saying. When you realize that that shit is bull, then you will understand. Look at the tactics and pay attention. Pay attention. I'm still not asking you for a damn thing but to wake up. I'm not asking you for a damn thing but just to get outside. I don't give a damn about money, numbers on my platforms. You can fucking have all of it. You took everything. The only thing that I give a shit about right now is the fact that there is a baby in the way. There's babies in the way. There are people that I love that I can't get out of the way. What am I supposed to do when the people in the authority that you're supposed to go to, you can't go to them?
When Ally revealed all of this information, Jaguar Wright was the first person mentioned because Jaguar has spent years exposing the industry, just like Ally. She also says that, like Ally, she was pursued and nearly killed for being honest. Fortunately, whoever was supposedly after her didn't succeed. However, Jaguar claims that they also did not simply give up. Instead, they discovered other means of silencing her, such as having her imprisoned. Around the time Jaguar began defending Ally, she was taken into custody and held there for several days. Yo, any of you know what the charge was? Baby, a U-Haul truck. This woman was imprisoned for allegedly failing to return a U-Haul truck that she had hired. Let us be honest now. Have you ever heard of someone spending days behind bars for renting a truck? People never see the inside of a cell and get away with far worse. Everyone knows at least one person who has kept a U-Haul well past the return date, and not a single one of them was jailed for it, much less spent days in a jail cell. I am not sure about the rest of you. It became evident that Jaguar's supposed lockup over a rental truck was actually a shakedown intended to silence her.
You know, every time I've been arrested for something that I didn't do, and yet nobody said, but did he get arrested finally and get the book ready to be thrown at his very, very, very dance. Y'all watch me get arrested there just for bringing Gene Deal to town.
Jaguar especially mentioned the incident in which a number of armed men broke into Kat's home while he was asleep and attempted to remove him. Even now, it is still unknown exactly how Kat survived that ordeal. However, Jaguar claims that the entire experience left him so terrified and shaken that he began wearing Kevlar every night. For those of you who are unaware, Kevlar is a bulletproof vest. An entire bulletproof vest for sleeping. Can you even begin to understand how scared someone must be to put on body armor in order to close their eyes at night in their own house?
And I'll never forget the day when they breached the house. And I left. You know, back in that moment, Kat was still wearing Kevlar to bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on.
In a recent interview, Jaguar did not hold back when Ally Carter was out there attempting to alert people about what was purportedly happening in the industry. She became enraged with everyone, the media, blogs, and even the general public. For ignoring her, Jaguar claimed that Ally was virtually shouting about the things she survived from the rooftops. Instead of paying attention, many scrolled past her videos, laughed at her, and labeled her crazy. Additionally, Jaguar made it apparent that this is precisely how the industry gets away with everything. The whistleblowers themselves do not even need to be silenced half the time. Why disregarding the victims and viewing their stories as entertainment? The public does it for them.
Ally Carter came back and also addressed it. On a good face, I tried to say all the right things. I tried not to compromise everybody. I tried. And guess what?
At what moment did it not work? Like, were you like, man?
Sitting with my son's corpse. For what was the question that loomed about my mind? For what?
Jack, can I ask you, when we see you working with the Roots, you got a Coca-Cola commercial, your album's coming out, you're on Song Cry with Jay-Z for the MTV Unplugged.
I was on the whole show.
Yeah, at what point
Thank God Mary sucks.
Where did the train stop? Like, at what moment did you feel like either you removed yourself or
the
you were removed?
second that I decided I had to walk away, because I knew if I stayed, I was gonna either be unalived or have to unalive. I sat on Pierce Morgan and I said, he's gonna start little fires everywhere and force everyone else to carry water while he walks away with no response. Isn't that what we've seen happen ever since I did Pierce Morgan?
People had their opinions, as usual, like the person who stated that all of these witnesses ought to be housed in a safe home until all of the wrongdoers are imprisoned and decaying. This is insane, commented someone else. Why do not they defend those who are telling the truth? This is such a wicked industry. But now I want to know what you think. How do you feel about Jaguar Wright risking her life to tell everyone what had happened to Ally? Do you all think this is the reason Ally has not been talking as much lately? Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below. Remember to click here to view this other messy